Demetrius Flannery, or Big Meech as he's better known, was a name whispered in hushed tones and with a mix of fear and admiration. He wasn't just another street hustler. Big Meech, alongside his brother Terry Southwest T. Flannery, built an empire. They called it the Black Mafia family, or BMF, and it wasn't your average family business. This was high-stakes, big-money, coast-to-coast drug trafficking. The Flannery brothers started small, just two kids from Detroit streets, but their ambition was anything but small-time. They had a vision, a plan to take their hustle and turn it into a nationwide operation. And they succeeded, rising through the ranks of the underworld, becoming major players in the drug game and amassing a fortune. BMF's reach extended far beyond the streets they came from. They were moving serious weight, cocaine mostly, from Atlanta to Los Angeles. Their network was vast, their influence undeniable. They were the real deal, living large, flashing their wealth, and cementing their status as legends in the drug world. But with great power comes great scrutiny. The feds were watching, waiting for the right moment to pounce, and when they did, it would send shockwaves through the streets and mark a turning point in the story of Big Meech and the Black Mafia family. The year was 2005, and the party was over for Big Meech and BMF. The feds, after a lengthy investigation, finally had enough to bring the hammer down. They swooped in, dismantling the empire the Flannery brothers had built, brick by expensive brick. Arrests were made, assets were seized, and the reign of the Black Mafia family came to a crashing halt. Big Meech, facing a slew of charges related to drug trafficking and money laundering, was looking at serious time. The evidence against him was overwhelming, a testament to the scope and reach of his criminal enterprise. The judge, with a stern face and the weight of the law behind him, handed down a sentence that would forever change Big Meech's life. 30 years in federal prison. 30 years. 3 decades behind bars. It was a harsh sentence, a stark reminder that the life Big Meech had built, the power he had amassed, was gone. The man who once seemed untouchable was now just another face in the crowded prison system. His story, however, was far from over. The whispers began, rumors circulating through the streets and echoing within the prison walls. Whispers that would question everything about Big Meech's fall from grace. Years passed, and Big Meech seemed destined to fade into a footnote in the annals of criminal history. But in 2021, something unexpected happened. His sentence, the seemingly insurmountable 30 years, was reduced. He was out, released early, and the streets were buzzing. How did this happen? Why would a man like Big Meech, a kingpin who had built an empire on loyalty and silence, get such a break? The rumors started swirling again, this time with a new intensity. Had Big Meech snitched? Had he traded information for freedom, betraying the very code he had lived by? The allegations were fueled by speculation, by the suddenness of his release. People pointed to the fact that the feds often make deals with high-profile criminals, offering reduced sentences in exchange for cooperation. Was this one of those deals? Had Big Meech, facing decades behind bars, decided to save himself at the expense of his former associates? The whispers grew louder, fueled by the lack of clear answers, by the secretive nature of the justice system. Big Meech was out, free to rebuild his life, but the questions lingered. Had he snitched? The truth, it seemed, was as elusive as ever. The court of public opinion had reached a verdict. Big Meech was a snitch, but was there any real evidence to support these claims? His lawyer maintained that Big Meech's release was due to good behavior and changes in sentencing guidelines. There were no official documents, no court transcripts, no smoking gun to prove that he had cooperated with the feds. Furthermore, the very idea of Big Meech snitching seemed to contradict everything known about him and the Black Mafia family. BMF was built on a foundation of loyalty and silence. Snitching was the ultimate betrayal, a cardinal sin in their world. Would Big Meech, a man who had preached this code for years, really risk the wrath of his former associates, the scorn of the streets, for a few years of freedom? The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in the shadows. Maybe Big Meech did make some kind of deal, a carefully negotiated agreement that remains hidden from public view. Or maybe he really did turn his life around, earning his early release through good behavior and a genuine desire to change. Without concrete evidence, all we have are rumors and speculation. The whispers will continue, but the truth behind Big Meech's release may never be fully revealed. And so the story goes, a tale of crime, punishment, and the enduring power of doubt.